Hey everyone!
Hey everyone!
Thank you so much for joining Help India Breathe, our virtual fundraiser event. As you come live, please press the like button, press that love button, and most importantly, press that share button that so many more people can join us today for this very, very important cause.
We are just so grateful that you've all tuned in today, and this is such an incredible cause, and we have a little disclaimer for you to begin.
So this is our disclaimer. We're not experts at this. We planned this all together with our friends in the last 48 hours. Yep. We woke up on Wednesday morning and felt this calling in our hearts to try and do something and try and serve in the best way we possibly can. And we're just so grateful to all of our friends that just got involved from the minute we asked them to support this initiative. And a massive, massive, massive thank you to each and every one of you that has already donated, and to each one of you that will donate today, which we're so, so grateful for. Now, the reality is that one person is dying in India every 5 minutes from COVID. And that may not even be an accurate statistic, because there are so many smaller villages and towns that aren't even reported and aren't even accounted for.
India is actually a major leading country in making vaccines for other nations, and they're part of COVAX, which is the global vaccine sharing initiative that provides discounted and free doses of vaccines for lower income countries. But unfortunately, the only 9% of the actual Indian population is vaccinated. And to put that into perspective, 43% of America is currently vaccinated.
And one of the experts from India has estimated that they will need 10 million doses a day to ensure all adults in the next 5 to 6 months are vaccinated in India, just to give you an idea of the scale of the challenge that's before us and why we're fundraising today.
So Give India is who we have partnered with, and they focus on supporting many not-for-profit organizations who are working on the ground in India and trying to reach the more vulnerable communities, the people in smaller remote villages who may not be eligible for the government schemes and benefits.
Organizations like Doctors for You, Helping Hands, Anamrita, charities that do everything from getting more oxygen supplies to donating food and resources to families struggling with hunger due to COVID, or families of those deceased due to COVID. These are all the not-for-profits and the charities that we are supporting through this fundraiser, so you can be sure that your money is going to someone in need. And now, I want to introduce you to a really, really special individual and organization. I want to introduce you to our $1 million partner who has kindly agreed to match every dollar we raise, which means if you donate $10, it's like giving $20, which means if today we raise $1 million, it's like giving $2 million. I'd like to welcome the founder of Indiaspora, M.R. Rangaswamy. M.R., thank you so much for being our partner in this, and we're so excited to speak to you. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Jay and Radhika. This is great that we're collaborating on this, because India is in such tough times, I can't even begin to describe it. So maybe I will add on to what you've said. I think people realize India has 1.3 billion people. 1 out of every 6 people on this world are Indian. And India is going through a crisis that it hasn't faced since its partition 75 years ago. This is the biggest thing ever facing India today. And let me give you some statistics. There are millions of Indians who have contracted COVID. There are hundreds of thousands of Indians who have died so far. There are thousands of Indians trying to get into hospitals and they find no beds. There are thousands more that find a hospital bed, but they have no oxygen. And many, many countless more that can't even find a doctor. That is the dire situation facing India today. And let me tell you this, Jay and Radhi, this is something that we are all facing on a personal level. I've talked to hundreds of Indian Americans in the diaspora community in the past 2 weeks, and they've lost a loved one. They've lost a parent, a sibling, a friend, a relative, a co-worker. And also to me personally, it's very, very personal. I lost my sister to COVID a couple of months ago, and that's why I'm dedicating my energy, my time, my money, and my resources to really, really make sure that nobody else loved one loses a life or gets hurt by this pandemic. And the Indiaspora community has risen up in 48 hours, just like you said, Jay, very short order, to get $1 million committed to you and your friends today so that we can both double the giving, double the impact, and save many, many, many more lives.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And we're so sorry to hear about your sister. And could you maybe share just a little bit more about what are the biggest issues that the hospitals are currently facing and the doctors, or what are the main issues that you're finding in the hospitals at the moment?
Yeah, Mar, we know you're on the phone with people in India every single day. This is what you've dedicated your life to within Diaspora and the amazing work you've done over the many years of being the founder of this amazing not-for-profit. Tell us about some of those experiences.
Yeah, I think we've heard of people, several types of things happen. One, they try to go to a hospital, there are no beds. So they're waiting outside in the ambulance for hours and hours trying to find a bed. The second thing is when they go to the hospital to get a bed, they don't have oxygen. So that's another problem. And then the final problem is many people, even if they get the first two, no doctor comes to attend on them. So this is a crisis of existential proportion, epic proportions. And that is what is reality. And let's just keep in mind that a dollar from the US goes a much longer way there. And also, you know, an average American, Jay, makes 25 times more money than the average Indian. So if we can just reach out just a little bit, you know, we can not only help people in India, but keep in mind, if so goes India, so goes the world. Just look at this pandemic. Can it come back in other countries, including our own country here in America? So we got to look at this even maybe a little selfishly and say, hey, look, if I can stop India and stop the crisis there, it won't hit the United States.
Yeah,
absolutely. Emma, once again, we want to thank you. We want to thank Indiaspora for being our $1 million partner today. Everyone who's watching, wherever you're watching, on Facebook, on Instagram, or YouTube, I know thousands of you are tuning in right now and countless millions of you will watch this afterwards. My only request is, please, if you can, whether you're going to donate $10, $100, $1,000 or more, please do it right now with us on this live, because it will be doubled thanks to Indiaspora and Emma and his team. Emma, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for sharing.
And I personally appeal to everyone to double this and to really make sure no more lives are lost at this point. So thank you so much, Jay and Radhi.
Thank you.
So now we are going to welcome some of our donors who've been absolutely phenomenal in the work that they've done through Indiaspora. And so I would like to welcome our donors now and learn more about them and their incredible work. It's so great to see both of you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you so much, Jay and Radhi. You are an inspiration. It's just wonderful to hear that you woke up on Wednesday and you were compelled to kind of create this movement and initiative, and it means a lot. India is going through kind of an epic proportion crisis, and we have to be there. I think all of us, part of the broader diaspora of Indians, we are anxious. We're anxious about our friends, we're anxious about our family, we are anxious about our loved ones, we are anxious about our colleagues. And it hits very, very close to home, Jay and Radhi. I just lost my aunt last week, and she had to go to the hospital for an unrelated medical condition, contracted COVID in 5 days, and passed away in 5 days. And the tragic issue is that she couldn't see her family couldn't see her once she went into the hospital, and they obviously could not see her when she passed away. This is tragic. Every day we talk to our friends, we talk to our colleagues, multiple of them are suffering to just get oxygen. to just get basic supplies. And, this is a terrifying pace. This is a pace that we didn't expect. This is a pace that is just incredible to see. And so I am so grateful that the two of you are putting your energy and resources behind this. We're partnering with MR, who's been an inspiration in the broader Indian community. And we are happy to be part of really helping India breathe again.
Thank you so much, Kash and Yamini. And if you can just let us know why you thought it was important for you to donate and be a part of this. We know that you've been extremely generous. If you could please share why you chose to donate and why you think it's so important for anyone today who's watching and listening to donate as well.
Let me chime in here. It's Kash here. Thank you once again, Jay and Radhi, for doing this. And thank you, MR, for putting this event together at such short notice. Look, we need tremendous amount of resources, and we need to act with speed. We need to act with conviction. We need to direct these resources to the spots that absolutely need it. Indiaspora is the one unique organization that has the contacts and the connectivity and the credibility to pull off something like this. So we're delighted to be a part of this, and we would implore each and every one of you listening to this webcast to act with a sense of urgency and contribute as much as you can, as quickly as you can, because it will make a difference, and every dollar will go a long way, hopefully more than several dollars, thousands of dollars. But keep in mind that time is of the essence, and your actions today will have significant impact on the outcome. Please do not waste any time or resources. Thank you.
Thank you
Kash
so
and Yamini,
much.
thank you so much for joining us today. And everyone who's watching, whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, thank you for being here. Stay with us and take a look at this video. Hey everyone, so we are so grateful to be back with you right now. Thank you so much for tuning in wherever you are in the world. As you're tuning in, press that like button, press that love button, and press that share button so that so many more people can share and donate today. We want to thank each and every one of you who've turned up today to support such an important cause. I can't say this often enough. One person is dying every 5 minutes from COVID in India, and we're here today with a fundraiser that we managed to organize with all of our friends in truly the last 48 hours. So any of the support participants you're seeing today, they've come on board with their time, with their energy, with their resources, and we're so grateful to each and every one of you that in the last 24 hours have helped us raise a significant amount, which I will be sharing. Now, we're going to introduce to you our first guest that will be joining us. She is a sensation. I am so excited to introduce one of our best friends, one of our favorite people in the world.
One of the funniest people you will ever meet in your whole entire life. None other than Lily Singh. Woo!
Oh my good, I'm the funniest person you've ever met in your life.
100%.
Oh my God, you don't know many people. Thanks so much for having me. I'm so honored to be here. Such an important cause. I can't emphasize enough that Jay and Radhi put this together in the last 48 hours legitimately. They worked so hard, their entire team. So thank you so much for having me involved in this really important cause. Anyone that's coming from my pages, please donate. And like Jay said, $10, $100, any amount of money will help. You can donate right here on this live or wherever you're watching. There's going to be a donate button.
And for those of you who know Lily, you have seen that she celebrates her Indian culture through every way possible, whether it's through the characters she plays, the music that she dances to on Instagram. And I think what I wanted to ask was, what is the thing that's impacted? I'm so sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, let's mute that one too.
Technology glitches.
Mute that. We're in all the technology. We're like Zoom, COVID. What do we do? We're going to mute this phone. Let's turn down the volume on this phone. Yeah. I'm going to try to be an... Okay, perfect. There you go. Boom. Perfect. Amazing.
What I was going to ask Lily was, what about India has been your biggest influence in the work that you do and in your personal life too?
I mean, so many things. I love Indian culture. I grew up as a Bhangra dancer. Shout out to Punjab. I'm a trained Bhangra dancer. It's a big part of me and my culture. If you see me on a dance floor, you will know I'm from Punjab, for sure. But I think more than anything, a lot of my work ethic, which is such a huge part of my brand, I'm all about hustling, comes from Indian culture. My parents are immigrants. My dad came to Canada in 1972. I know because he reminds me all the time. And they really enforced this work ethic, this relentless work ethic into me. And even through my trips to India, I learned the word jugaad, which is like, if you're Indian, you know this word. It's just get things done, and by any means necessary. You don't give up, you just figure it out.
And that's so you.
And that's how I've done kind of my career, my personal life. I try to just have that hustle that I get from Indian culture.
Yeah, we exercised that hustle a few weeks ago when Lily got us involved in some personal errands that she had, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, basically I got 200 boxes delivered to my house and we moved them all.
It was so fun. It was amazing.
Here, come closer to me, Robbie. So you can get it. Yeah, we're all tested and good, and we're comfy. We're quarantining together.
Absolutely. Lily, tell us about what is a feeling you've only felt in India that you feel can't be replicated anywhere else?
I mean, there's a few of them. One of the feelings I felt is that this food is way better than anywhere else. Another feeling I felt is, it's something indescribable that you can't really explain unless you've actually gone to India, which is this sense of community. Yeah. You can walk down the street and it doesn't matter if you know someone or don't know them. They're willing to help you find a place. They're willing to help you if you're injured. They're willing to help you no matter what. And I think it's the sense of family where it doesn't matter if you never met the person. They're just so ride or die for their community, which I think is really, really special.
Yeah, I've experienced that myself in India. Every year we go back, we're always overwhelmed with the love and the care and the generosity, and very much so in an unselfish mode. So
yeah, absolutely.
I've definitely
my grandfather always used to tell me this story. So my grandfather, who's no longer with us, obviously lived in India, and I remember he told me a story of him getting into a really bad motorcycle accident, and he told me a story how the whole village just came running towards this accident site, whether they knew him or not. It was just, someone is hurt, we need to help them. It doesn't matter if we've never met them. And they were all just so ride or die. I'll never forget him telling me that story. And that summarizes my experience in India so much. No matter what the issue is, everyone is always down to help. And so that's why I feel good that we're able to do this as well.
Yeah, and I think thinking about your granddad, it brings me to the question of, what do you think everybody can do to support, even apart from donating? Right. Is there anything else you can think of that people can do to support the cause?
Absolutely. Well, of course, if you're able to donate, that's incredible. Totally respect that perhaps not everyone is in that position to be able to do so. I think, listen, the world is, I'm just gonna be real, the world is a little tough right now. Every day you go online, you see this cause or that cause, and it seems like we're going through a really tough time. I'd say something everyone can do is become informed, get educated, learn about what's happening in the world so you can make better choices, have better conversations, spread the word to other people who perhaps can donate. Yes. Perhaps you can't donate, but if you were to post about this, have a conversation in real life about this, perhaps that person could donate, and I've seen that happen time and time again. So I think it's just being a citizen of the world, and learning what's happening around the world and how you can help, because everyone has some way they can help.
Totally.
Yeah, and I want to thank Lily because she's one of the busiest people I know. She has her own talk show, right? Who has their own talk show?
A lot of people.
Not true. She has her own talk show. She's running so many different things that are happening in her life. And when I messaged her about this, she was the first person to respond. She responded instantly, and the answer was yes, even before I even knew what we were going to do. And that's why I love Lily so much. And literally, while she's been live, I've just found out we've raised an extra $30,000 while she's been live. Moments. I want to say a big thank you to each and every single one of you that is live right now and donating. We appreciate you. So we love you. And Lily, just thank you so much.
Thank you. I just want to add some context. So since the beginning of our friendship, Jay has woken up earlier than me. He wakes up at like 5, I wake up at like 1. But because of my show, I have to wake up early. So the reason I texted you back first was the one time in my life I was awake. And you texted me in the morning. And that's why I responded. But I got to give a huge shout out again. Donate if you can. Jay and Radhi worked so hard on this. And you should see the amount of things that have happened in the last 48 hours to make this happen. So now we need you to do your part and donate. So thank you so much, Jay and Radhi.
Thank you. And I think we should say bye to Lily with a bit of a Bhangra move, don't you?
Oh, is it, mate?
I think so.
Should I teach you Bhangra move?
I think so.
All right, right? Shall we? Okay. We will do. We're gonna do something
simple.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, are we gonna do it sitting or standing?
It has to be sitting.
Okay, interesting.
Show us the hands.
All right, copy that. We will do pataka, which is obviously means firework. And the reason I chose this move is because I feel like India makes me feel like fireworks. I feel like it's so exciting, it's so colorful. See what I did there? I connected, it went deep. I did a Jay Shetty just there. But so this is how it goes. Ready? So we're gonna go right hand. This is just the hands. Right hand, left hand, like this. Clap.
What was that middle one?
Okay, so
right hand, left hand.
A little bring it in, like a little flower. Okay. So together it would be
this.
Yeah, perfect. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at this. Thank you so much
Thank you, Lily Shanway.
Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone watching. Appreciate it. I'm going to go hide in that corner again. Okay.
Thank you to Lily,
Thanks,
everyone.
Lily. We love you.
We are so grateful to Lily. Like I just announced, we raised another $30,000 while she was with us. I want to thank each and every one of you for donating, for responding, to being a part of this. And remember, every dollar you donate is doubled. Right? Thanks to our $1 million partner, Indiaspora, every dollar that you give is doubled. We are doubling our impact today, thanks to each and every one of you. We're now going to take a quick break. Make sure you watch this video. It's really, really important. We'll see you in a bit. Everyone, thank you so much for being back with us. If you're watching live on Instagram, you're getting to see the behind the scenes. Because me and Radhi are trying to figure out what's going on in between. If you're missing some of the visuals, if you're watching on Instagram, it's because we can't yet broadcast to Instagram. So you're missing some of the educational aspects and some of the details and insights on something that's going on. You can always have YouTube and Facebook playing alongside of you as well. Again, we want to thank all the donors. We want to thank each and every one of you that has been a part of this already. And next, we have someone that we want to introduce you to.
We have one of my sweetest best friends, Payal Kadakia. She is the founder of ClassPass, an artistic director of a dance company that was created to increase awareness of Indian dance across the world. And she does it so beautifully. So happy to have you here, Payal. Thanks so much for joining.
Hi, guys. How are you?
We're so good,
to
Payal.
see you.
Thank you for tuning in. And Payal, I wanted to start off by asking you, I've watched you share your heritage. We've watched you share your heritage through your love for dance.
Yep.
Indian classical dance in the most beautiful places. We've seen you perform at Bryant Park. We've seen you perform in LA. We've had the fortune of seeing just how many people you bring joy to through what you do. You've always been so driven by the idea of sharing your Indian culture with the world. Could you share with us the role that India has played and impacted in your life?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel really grateful that my mom had this best friend who was so charitable that she would train, 60 girls on the weekends in Indian folk dances, all different styles from all over India. And she really bestowed this knowledge upon all of us. And she was teaching us stories of India, right? She was teaching us more than just here's a dance step and here's the music. She was teaching us where we came from. And I feel always so grateful for that. I think at the time when I was younger, I didn't always appreciate it. But as I've gotten older, I've really appreciated how much that art has really transformed who I am, and that passion, which gave me such a deep sense of identity. It gave me such a sense of who I was living in America when, I lived here and I didn't get a chance to grow up in India, but I felt so connected to where I came from through her and through this rich culture that she taught me and all these girls. And we would practice and go to these dance competitions on the weekends. We got to connect with our beautiful communities. So it's been a huge part of my life. And I think, as I started my company, I realized how much these deep talents and passions become such a big part of our lives, and they really come from the root and the deep place of where we come from. And for me, that's my Indian heritage that has always been a part of who I am.
Whenever I speak to you about where your inspiration comes from, you always talk about women, and especially Indian women being a huge inspiration and source of power for you. Can you share a little bit more on that? Because every time you speak about it, it touches my heart, and I think it's really wonderful to share with everybody.
Yeah, you know, I always feel like the Indian woman is one of like the least celebrated women, but she is the most incredible woman on earth, you know. And I always get asked this question, you know, Payal, you've done all these things. How did you do it being an Indian woman? And being an Indian woman is really my superpower. It's really what's made me so incredible in doing everything that I can. And, you know, my mom, she hustled, she gave me this incredible sense of hard work, an incredible sense of discipline in being able to go after everything and anything I could. So I just am so grateful that I am an Indian woman and that I was able to have that heritage and these generationally incredible women. You know, my mom always tells me stories of her mom, how she would, you know, go to get water from the river just to put food on the table. And I think of those stories and I see that as like a working woman, like someone who is really providing for her family. And I just think she's just such an incredible woman with this indomitable human spirit that is incredible.
That's so wonderful. I think Indian mums just have a special, I mean, all mums, but I know what you mean about mums. You just find that they have so much strength beyond what you could even imagine having.
I wanted to ask you a question, Payal. I was wondering, when you think of India, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
You know, it's the closeness. I think, you know, growing up in America, we're used to growing up in our immediate family, right? Like I remember I grew up with my mom, my dad, and my sister. And I always remember the first trip I took to India, I stayed with my Masi, and there was about like 10 of us living in one apartment. And I wasn't used to that, you know, and I remember on day one being like, how am I going to do this? But by the month and the last day I left, I remember crying because I had just never felt that kind of closeness, right? We aren't around that all the time. We're kind of used to our sort of nuclear families here. And in India, it's not like that. And I think that sense of close-knit community, the sense of family that they have is just so incredible. And I think it's always made me appreciate, you know, my family, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles in a much different way.
Yeah, absolutely. You always feel like family. If you meet someone that's Indian, they'll always make you feel like family. That's one thing that's for sure.
That's like you guys, right? I mean, you know, being close friends with you guys, it's amazing to even just have that with each other. You know, I think there is something to our community, something to our values that always connect us. And I think that's really all from where we came from.
We love you.
We're so grateful, Payal. Thank you so much for being involved today. We're so grateful. Everyone who's watching, please donate as you're watching right now. It's making a huge difference. And I just want to announce that while we were doing this interview, YouTube have just donated $100,000 to this initiative with us right now as well. So that will be doubled today, which is a $200,000 donation. We're so grateful, Payal, that you joined us today, and we're so happy to have you in our lives. We'll see you soon. We're coming over later. See you later.
Okay.
Thanks, Payal.
Bye.
That was amazing. It's so wonderful to connect with all of our friends right now and everyone uniting together. Please, if you're sitting at home and you can share this, you can pass it along, you can recommend it to someone. I apologize if there have been any technical difficulties or if there have been any audio issues. We're trying our best on our end, and the production company's trying their best to make sure that everything's working out. So if you have had any issues, we apologize from our side. Stay tuned, watch this video, and Instagram, let's do a bit of behind the scenes. Let's go. Thank you so much. Amazing. We are back, and I'm going to be introducing another good friend of ours, And this person is going to help us get our mindset right and get our thoughts right. I know so many of you want to support, so many of you want to help, but often the hardest thing about helping is making sure that we feel healed, that we feel helped, that we feel centered and aligned and balanced to be able to give something to others. So the guest that I'm about to bring on has stayed up well past his bedtime. It is none other than my friend, CEO of Mind Valley, Vishen Lakiani. Vishen, thank you so much for joining us.
So good to see you, Vishen.
Hey, Jay, Radhi, it's nice to be joining you guys all the way here from Estonia. And I'm so proud of what you guys are doing.
Well, we're so grateful. I know it's something like, it's well past your bedtime, as I said. It's really late. You've stayed up in Estonia to help us with this. And Vishen, I wanted to ask you a question because, you know, you practice so many different methodologies and mindsets, and people right now, ever in the world, are struggling with their mental health. People are watching the events in India. People in India, of course, are struggling with so many challenges. What are some of the things you can suggest that we can all daily practice in our lives to help us feel more aligned so that we can be of service to others?
Jay, I think the most important thing that people can be doing right now is a concept called loving kindness meditation. Like if there's one thing that COVID has shown us is that we are so much more deeply connected than we ever imagined, right? This started out in one country, it spread all across the world. And I think what people need to understand is that we are so connected as a species that even if we were able to end COVID in every country in the world, that one country had a COVID disaster because of rates of mutation, because of viral spread, all of us are in danger. And so never before has everyone all across the world, every scientist, every doctor, every researcher had to collaborate at such an advanced level. There's never been a singular threat against the human species that resulted in this much cross-national collaboration. And I think that is one thing that has really shifted about where we are behaving as humans. Now that brings me to the mindset shift. The mindset shift is we have to understand that although we are individuals, we are part of a larger species, and there are certain practices that I encourage people to do to help us feel more connected to each other. One of the most common ones is loving kindness meditation. And it's really simple. Every day when I start my meditation, I imagine myself connected to a higher power. I breathe in, I breathe out. But as I breathe out, I imagine a bubble of love filling first me, and then my household and everyone in the household, then the little town I'm in, and then the country I'm in, and then the entire world. And by the time you get to the entire world, it's maybe your seventh or sixth exhale. But there's something really interesting when you practice this meditation. You start feeling more connected with everyone around you, with all life. And the world starts feeling like a safer, nicer place. I think it overrides a part of our mind that sometimes makes us suspicious of others or judge others. It makes us feel more safe, but it also makes us more deeply connected. And it's a quality that's so important in the world right now. I'm sure you'll agree.
I agree. I think energy is so powerful, and it's almost so subtle that we don't realize how powerful it is. But being able to put that out into the world where, you know, even if it's just the people around us feeling it, and then those people spread it to more people, and then those people spread it to more people, it has the power to be able to, you know, reach so many people far away from us too. And thank you so much for sharing that meditation. I'm definitely going to be trying that. I think it was so powerful. And I think if you do it with your heart and with good intention, I have no doubt that it can reach people in India, no matter where you are.
Vishen, tell us a bit about why you wanted to be involved today. I know when I messaged you as well, you were very keen to get involved while I was still figuring it out. And I really appreciate you, like I said, staying up late across the world. What inspired you today to get involved? And why do you think people need to get involved and donate and become a part of today? And why is it so important?
Well, what happened was it's the school holidays. So I was driving with my kids to an Airbnb. I'm currently in the countryside. That's why my internet is so crummy. And I got a message from you as I was in the car, and it said, sending this to all my South Asian friends. And Jay, like, I know when I get a message from you, it's something really, really, really important. So I was thinking like, and this is the first time you've called me like a South Asian friend. So I couldn't check the message, but I was playing this game in my head. What could Jay be messaging me about that relates to me being South Asian? And the thought that came to my head is, you were casting for a Bollywood movie and you thought of me. And all of a sudden, I got really excited. I was thinking, finally, my childhood dreams of being in a Bollywood movie are going to manifest thanks to Jay Shetty. I knew Jay was going to make it to Bollywood, and I'm so honored that he's giving me probably a tiny role, but that I'm going to be in that movie with him. And then the next thought was, I don't speak Hindi. And so then the thought in my head was, how fast can I learn Hindi? How fast can I learn Hindi? Does Duolingo offer Hindi classes? And then finally, I pulled up at a gas station. I checked the message, and I'm like, oh, COVID fundraiser, equally important. I'm all in. No, but to give a serious answer, I've lost, my family has already lost one aunt to COVID. And a week ago, my father messaged me, and his friend in India passed away because of COVID. And so it's starting to get really real. It's affecting people in my family. And it can be traumatic when you lose a friend, when you lose a relative. I'm here in this house with the grandmother of my children, and she lost her sister to COVID just 2 weeks ago. And so it's something that's just high in our mind. And I'm super happy that you and Radhi are doing everything you can to support this.
Well, thank you so much, Vishen, for joining. We appreciate you so much. And while you were live with us, we just found another 15,000 that has come in. There has been a 10,000 donation from Relevance Lab. We're so grateful for those large donations as well that are coming in. All donations are so deeply appreciated. Thank you, Vishen, for joining us. We're so grateful that you stayed up and shared your wonderful insights with us.
Have a good sleep.
And I am just blown away by the amount of love.
I'm still open for Bollywood roles.
I'm so deeply amazed and grateful at all the love that's coming in. Honestly, it's truly heart-touching. Yesterday, one of our amazing friends, Sean Mendez, jumped on Instagram and shared it. He donated 50,000 himself and set up a fundraiser on his page. It was absolutely phenomenal to see that. I'm so grateful for his support. And now I want to go to a video that you're all going to see if you're on Facebook or YouTube, why someone who I just messaged her about this with no expectation. She came back and she was like, Jay, of course, I'm going to send you a video. I'm going to put up a fundraiser. None other than actress and model Amanda Cerny. Watch this video. And Instagram, stay with us.
Amanda Cerny here. I am just here to say thank you so much, first off, for tuning in. Second off, thank you for any contributions that you can make to help out with India and the crisis going on with COVID-19. They are in need of our help. I know it's a global issue, but in India, it's really, really bad right now. So any contribution helps, and India's been so near and dear to my heart. I've traveled there many times. I've seen fans there many times, and they're like family to me. And not only that, they're humans, and it's one world. It's a humanitarian crisis. So let's step up and help each other out a bit and save some lives.
Thank you so much to Amanda Cerny for that video and for supporting. It was so sweet of her to do that. And you can tell she's got so much love for the community. So thank you so much. Next up, we have none other than Jay Sean. He is a British singer, songwriter, and record producer. My teenage memories are definitely filled with his music, and I probably know most of the lyrics to all of his songs. And pretty much, he's just a legend. So thank you, Jay, so much for being with us.
Jay Sean, thank you for being in the house.
Oh, here we go. I just pressed go live with you. Here we are. Now we're working on all channels. How are we doing?
It's so good to see you and hear the kids too, setting them up.
Oh yeah, the kids are in the background. What can you do? It's COVID times.
We love it. We love it, man. Jay, you're one of the first the first UK Asian artists and a pioneer in bringing Bhangra music into the mainstream R&B scene. Mm-hmm. The first Indian pop star. I mean, could you tell us a little bit more about that journey and how you were able to infuse Indian culture, Indian music, inspiration in your work, but able to find your own style as well, which I think, you did first and phenomenally.
Thank you so much, man. You know, honestly, I think for me, it was a matter of wanting to do something that felt right to me, that felt unique to me. And I thought, okay, I love R&B, I love hip hop, but I also grew up on Bollywood music. I grew up on Bhangra music. I grew up with all of this beautiful Indian influence. And I thought, how can I marry the two? So that, because what I am is I'm British Indian, right? So those are my two cultures. So I tried to put that into the music, and Rishi Rich and I just pulled something off that was, I think, very organic. And I think for a lot of the people who lived in England, you know, they were like, this speaks to me because that's exactly who I am. This is both of my identities. So I think it was meant to be, man.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, and I would love to know who were your favorite or biggest Indian artist inspirations growing up that had influence in your work?
I think in terms of Indian artists, the playback singers, people like Sonu Nigam, to me has always been such a phenomenal voice. And I don't know, man, his voice is so silky smooth that it gives you, you those feels. It's like it hits you right here in your heart. And it was actually really cool. I got to do a song with him, and I was on, I think it was X Factor or one of those, and we did like a little beatbox collaboration. He did Kal Ho Na Ho, and I did a little beatbox. So it was nice to sort of meet your heroes in real person, and then to get a chance to actually sing with them was incredible.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, that's so beautiful to hear that mutual appreciation. And I think that's what I love about what we're doing today. Again, you know, everyone we reached out to said yes straight away. We're doing this. Everyone got together. We're doing it from our homes and, you know, wherever we are today. Tell me about what's your favorite thing about our culture for you personally?
Yeah.
Family and the devotion to family, the love for family. You know, I mean, it's the joke, isn't it? Like, your classic fat Punjabi kid. Do you know what I mean? Like, just, I would be overfed by my daddi, because obviously, you know, being in a Punjabi household, we live with our grandparents, a lot of us, and so I'd go and eat at school, and then I'd come home and go, Daddy, I'm still a bit hungry. And I'd go in, and she's giving me roti and food, and then my mom's coming in and going, why did you feed him? I fed him already. But it was just one of those. It's just love, and we speak our love through food as well, I think.
Absolutely, 100%. That is true. If you go to an Indian person's house, there is nowhere you're leaving without eating something. Like, that will never happen. But it's just so lovely because, any way to serve, any way to give, whether they know you or not in India, they will invite you into their house and feed you in some way. So, thank you so much.
My non-Indian friends love it. They're always like, yeah, we're going to Jay's house. They're going to get a free curry.
Exactly.
I love that. That's amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Is there a last message that you want to share with everyone, something that's on your mind to encourage people to get involved today?
I do. Jay, Radhi, first of all, I just want to say, you know what, big up yourselves for putting this, you know, on so sort of last minute, but it is really important. And what I've been saying to everyone, and particularly to my fans, here's the big difference. When you go on Instagram or you're on social media and you see something, you know, a global disaster or something will happen in the news. So all of a sudden the pray for India comes up, pray for Pakistan, pray for whatever country it may be that's gone through something horrendous. And that's nice. It's nice to put that out because it's spreading awareness and also you are sending your prayers, but you got to do as well. You can't just pray for it and then move on and start scrolling through other people's stuff. Do. This is your chance to do. This is your chance to actually give now. And we've made it so easy. Click on the picture. Click on the picture, click on donate and do something. And collectively, all of our fan bases, we can make a massive, massive difference. So please, guys, I urge you to do that.
Yeah. Well said, Jay. Jay, that's amazing. Thank you, man. Well said.
So wonderful to see you. And yes, thank you again.
Absolutely. Love to you guys.
Love you, bro. Love to the family. Thank you.
So stay with us. We have so much more for you and watch this video.
जब आएंगे तब हम खड़े होंगे और कहीं मिलती नहीं भैया कहीं मिलेगी नहीं कहीं मिलेगी हम तो इंतजार करेंगे
guys are doing right now. And that thank you so much. So in between, I am talking to Instagram for anyone who's wondering what we're up to. But so far, I just want to say this is huge. Just in the last 10 minutes, we raised another $17,000.
Wow.
Thanks to each and every one of you. Our total right now is $717,977. Thanks to each and every single one of you. I want you to give yourselves a massive round of applause. I want you to hug the closest person to you. I want you to send that love across the world. That's the impact you're making. We set a target 48 hours ago to raise $1 million. And thanks to our $1 million partner, Indiaspora, they're going to double that. So if we raise $1 million together today, it will be $2 million by the end of today. So please remember, everything that you donate today is being matched. Whether you're watching on Instagram, whether you're watching on Facebook, whether you're watching on YouTube, I really want to make sure that you realize that we are doubling that impact today and making an impact on all of these NGOs and charities. It's now time for our next guest. He is an author. He is a poet. He is a rapper. He's one of my favorite people to sit down and have philosophical, deep conversations with.
And he's just so cool.
He is none other than Humble the Poet. Humble the Poet, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for joining me, Humble. I wanted to start off by asking you about, you share a lot about how prominent Indian culture is in America and across the Western countries. I was wondering if you could share a little bit more about that here for us.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, born and raised in Canada, as a visible minority, you come across certain challenges. And as you see over time, as more and more Eastern influence makes it over the pond, more people have a better, deeper understanding of who we are and what we bring to culture, what we bring to heritage, what we bring to philosophy. And, it's in no short part, to the contributions of Jay, of taking some of these ideas and making them more digestible for other people. But, whether you're putting turmeric in your food, whether you're, practicing yoga, certain words, namaste, karma, chakras, all of these different ideas, it goes to show how much we're influenced now by Eastern philosophy and South Asia in general. And now is a wonderful opportunity to pay homage, to show support to a part of the world that's done so much for us.
Yeah, definitely. I was looking at some information online, and it was saying how India actually contributes to 28% of the world's tea production. It's the largest exporter of spices worldwide. And actually a lot of the clothing companies that we wear on a day-to-day basis and furniture companies all have their manufacturing factories in India. And so, I don't think we realize really how much we use that has had some sort of influence from India in our homes on a daily basis. And I think it's really important that you're spreading that message, because it's lost most of the time. We don't think of where things are coming from these days. And so thank you so much for highlighting that.
Yeah, Humble, you're one of the most reflective and introspective people I know, right? Like whenever we get together, you're always thinking about things differently. You're always asking questions. You're one of these really curious people that I know. Tell me about what your reflection is telling you about what's happening in the world right now. Like, I want to hear from your heart, because I know that you've got a beautiful heart, and I want to hear from there. Like, what's kind of your reflection and introspection as you're seeing these events, as we're all trying to come together today, about your love for your heritage and culture that you beautifully present in your music videos. I want to hear from that place.
Yeah, completely. I think, the unique thing about this pandemic is that everybody was thinking about the exact same problem at the exact same time. The entire world was connected, focused on this one thing. And as time went on, we slowly got a little bit fractured. Different parts of the world were making progress quicker than others, whether it's through lockdowns, whether it's through access to vaccines, whether it's through different policies. And a lot of the worst case scenarios we were fortunate not to have to experience. And now what we're realizing is, even if certain pockets of the planet are making progress, that doesn't mean, we're out of the woods. The celebration of the end of this pandemic happens when it's eradicated from this planet, not just from our little bubbles. And so many people have the privilege and the luxury to question policies, to question the freedoms that we have, to whether it's to wear a mask, whether you want to take a vaccine or not. But the truth of the matter is, that isn't a privilege afforded to everybody. And what we have to do, my mom always, says it to me. She says, focus on the needy, not the greedy. And what we have is one of the most populous countries in the world going through a nightmare scenario. And this is the opportunity. We were way more connected, I feel, a year ago, and now we've become more fragmented. This is an opportunity for us to rekindle that spirit of unitedness. And even if you're living in a part of the world where COVID may not be the biggest threat anymore, here's your opportunity to share attention, share your resources, share your love and your energy towards a group of people who are feeling it the worst. And for me, I think that's been the biggest wake-up call. Every day I would wake up. I'm in Toronto. We're still in lockdown. And, a part of you would feel really bad for what we're going through. And in the moment, it became very clear that what India was going through was significantly worse. It put things in perspective. And I think when we go through challenging times, there's an opportunity to feel sorry for ourselves, but there's a better opportunity to build empathy and connection with other people who have always been going through this. A lot of the problems that have led us to what's going on in India, it's not an overnight thing. And here's our opportunity to not only address these issues, but to put in place permanent solutions to ensure they don't happen again.
I completely agree. And it's so difficult sometimes when you are coming out of the pandemic and things are getting better to really remember that there are people that are still going through it. And, I was reading about how actually India's position at the moment during COVID is going to affect everybody if it is not controlled. There can be a mutation in the virus that can actually end up affecting everybody, even people who are vaccinated. So really trying to contain the spread is going to be beneficial for every single person around the world, not just for people of India. So thank you so much for sharing that, and thank you for sharing from your heart.
Yeah, completely. I think just remember, we all live in the same house. We're all in the same home. And just because one part of your house is on fire, it doesn't mean you can ignore it because you're on the other corner of the house. This will not be sorted until we're all free from COVID, till we're all immune, till we've all addressed this. And I think it's a really important thing to realize that just because this is happening potentially a whole ocean away, this started an ocean away. And this will spread again an ocean away. So let's realize that we're part of one big global family, beyond borders, beyond race, beyond belief. And, this will only be conquered once we work together. All we got is each other.
Absolutely.
Powerful words, Humble. Thank you so much for joining. We appreciate you so deeply, man. And your message is, super strong for all of us to remember today. Whether you live in India or outside of India, we're all being affected, as Radhi and Humble were speaking about. We just raised another $10,000 just during that conversation. Hey. I want to thank you all for donating. Thank you, Humble. Thank you all for donating during this time. It is making a huge difference. And if you see me checking my phone, it's because literally I'm getting messages left, right, and center from people I know, people I've never heard of donations. Literally, I'm just checking my phone because someone's saying to me, hey, I want to donate this. Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I help in this way? This is what we're doing today. We're all coming together so powerfully to make a change. Each and every single one of you are, whether you're watching, whether you're donating, whether you're one of our participants and guests, we're all in this together. And me and Radhi just want to deeply thank you. And now we want to thank one of our friends who couldn't be with us here today, but he's kindly sent a video. He's a star of Big Bang Theory, the one and only Kunal Nayyar.
Hi, everybody. This is Kunal Nayyar. I urge you from my heart to donate. Our beautiful country needs us. And I know if we come together like we have in the past, like we are right now, that we will be able to overcome this horrible, horrible situation. Thank you. I love you. And together we shall prevail.
Thank you so much, Kunal, for that video, for encouraging everybody to donate. And next up, we have the wonderful Janina Gavankar. She is an American actress and a musician. She's currently starring in one of the most popular TV shows called The Morning Show, and someone I really feel works hard to change and correct the representation of Indians in media. Thank you so much for being here, Janina, and I'm so happy to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Janina, thank you so much for responding so quickly. I know how busy you are on set for like long days. And as soon as you get off set, I get a message from you. I really, really appreciate it. And I wanted to ask you, Janina, how do you, as an Indian in America, still stay so connected to the motherland, still stay so connected to India?
Well, that's not really hard. I mean, we are legion. We are everywhere. We have filled the entire planet. The sort of narrative that we are the minority is a joke. I remember when I first moved to LA, the thing that I felt in my bones, as people were talking to me, I'm like, oh, it must be so hard. Oh, there's so few of you. I was like, I don't know what world you're coming from, but we are legion. I always felt the power and the strength of where I came from. So it's not hard, at least for me, it's not hard. But, and part of that is also remembering that all of our brothers and sisters that are in the trenches, on the ground in India, suffering right now, include the migrant and Dalit workers who are doing the most treacherous, traumatic, and dangerous work. And, when the lockdown happened, they were the first people to be affected. And now they're here doing the work that nobody wants to do. And it's a terrifying time. And all of us, listen, this lineup of all your dope friends, my friends that we share that just showed up here today, we are very, very privileged people. And this is the moment where you can see that we are banding together to make sure that all of us can reach out and pledge and donate and spread the word if you can't. And, basically take any moment we can to leverage any voice that we've been lucky enough to have and be heard and amplify each other and our people.
Totally. And I wanted to ask you, Janina, what is something that you have carried with you and learned from Indian culture and traditions that you think the entire world would benefit from knowing about?
Oh my God. Okay. Well, first of all, two things. We all know that there's just so many of us. If you think you know even just one recipe, there are 57 other million versions of the same thing with the same name. It's hilarious. Yes. But it's so exciting. If there's anybody who, I'm sure there are so many people watching right now that are an Indian that might have, an Indian family that they care about so much. But the greatest thing is that even the people that is just scratching the surface of what we have as a culture. There's so much diversity in our massive community. Okay, this is kind of embarrassing. This is an example of how diverse it is, okay? So I was reading this script and it said, they're like talking about peony. And I was like, What is that? Because my whole family, we have ladus, but we don't have the same words. I was like, I'm the worst Indian. I just felt so embarrassed. I called my mother. I was like, I'm so embarrassed that I didn't know that. She's like, well, why would you? That's not our thing. We have another thing. It's just, I just love that there's so much. It's just a treasure trove of culture and taste. And I still don't know what my grandmother's laddu recipe is. I actually I texted my aunt. I was like, do you even know what the like major ingredient is? And she said, I think it's besan. I was like, I've been researching nobody gave me a keyword to even, listen, I need some recipes. I need people who are in this chat to come to my Instagram and just tell me so I can learn how to make these things on my own. Let's just start with the sweets. Let's just start there.
Thanks, Janina, so much for sharing that. Yeah, I know. Indian food. I mean, you know, I could go on about Indian food for days. But thank you for sharing and thank you for supporting. It was so lovely to see you and hope to see you in person soon.
I know. I just need to hug you guys so hard. I miss you so much. Big love to you. Thank you to everyone who is donating. I know it probably feels like a drop in a black hole. It is not. It is not. Your money will be spent. So it will. How do you say? We can stretch. We can stretch these dollars. It will make such a difference. Thank you so much.
Thank you again.
Thank you, Janina. You're the best. We just raised another $12,000 while Janina was live with us, which is just absolutely phenomenal. We're watching the number go up. I hope you are too. I want to remind you all that please, please, please take this moment to donate as little as 10, whatever you can do. If you can do 100, 1,000, that's amazing. If you can do 10, that's amazing.
Because remember, it's doubled.
It's doubled and it counts and it makes a difference. And I want to remind you that Indiaspora is our $1 million matching partner. Every dollar is matched. We're getting so close to that million mark. We're at $745,065. Wow. We're getting so close to that $1 million mark. Please help us get there. I can't tell you how much it's going to help the people's lives that it changes.
So stay with us. We've got so much more for you.
So everyone, we are back for part 2. By the way, we've been doing this for around an hour now, and it has been incredible to see your amazing, amazing support. We want to remind you that we're here today to raise funds for Give India, and our $1 million matching partner, Indiaspora, is going to match every dollar up to $1 million. We are nearly there. We need your help. We really do need your help to get there. And you can see that every dollar matters. We have $745,065. Each one of those dollars counts and will be doubled at the end of the fundraiser. So please take a moment right now. If you've been watching for an hour, if you've been watching for 10 minutes, if you just joined right now, I want you to take a moment to donate and take a moment to be a part of this impact and service. And make sure you share this video. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, share it with a friend, share it with your family, because I love how so many of us, all of you included, are coming together to make an impact together.
Next, we have a wonderful donor, another wonderful donor called Reshma. So lovely to meet you, and thank you so much for your generous contribution. Please tell us a little bit more about yourself and why you decided to donate.
It's good to see you, both of you. Although we're here under a bit of difficult circumstances, I am just so happy to be here and contribute. You know, I'm part of Indiaspora, and when I heard about the deepening crisis, when I saw what was happening on the ground, when our family and friends called to let us know what was happening, it just didn't seem like we could stay silent. I called MR, who's a founder at Indiaspora. We texted each other on a Tuesday, and by Thursday night, MR called me back and said, look, we're ready. We have $1 million. We're gonna partner with Jay and Radhi, and we might even be able to double that. I'm born and raised in Bombay. And although I came to the United States in the early 80s, they say you can take the kid out of India, but you can't take India out of the kid. And that's the reason I gave. And I really hope others will join me and give as generously as they can to help India in her darkest hour of need.
Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing that. We really appreciate you, and yes, please, everybody, go ahead, donate. There's everywhere, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. There are so many platforms that you can go ahead and press the donate button. So please go ahead and do so.
Yeah, we want to thank Reshma again and Indiaspora for being our $1 million partner. And now we have some really exciting news that's just coming in. I found out about this very, very early today, and I wanted to wait to share it with all of you because it's just so beautiful and so powerful. So if you're listening right now, just listen in for this. We have a very, very generous person. His name is Vinod Khosla, and he is a incredible businessman and venture capitalist. And he has told us that he is also going to match every dollar up to $1 million, which means...
I'm not good at math, but I think that means...
Go on.
Every $1 means $3.
Absolutely.
Okay,
so every dollar just got tripled. So if you put in $1 today, it's not $1, it's not $2, it is $3. That means if you put in 100, that's 300. If you put in 10, it's 30.
If you put in 30, it's
90.
Hey, there you go.
I want you to recognize just how incredible this is, because without all of our partners' help, we would not have this ability to double and triple. So we have a video from Vinod that I would love to play right now. Watch this now.
Hello, everyone. I know everyone understands how dire the situation is in India and the need for help. What few people understand is how immediate the need is. So please give, but more importantly, give immediately, because every one-day delay means somebody will die. Thank you all very much.
That is amazing, Vinod. It's phenomenal what he's just done for us and for every single one of us. So the number that you see on screen, imagine that by the end of this fundraiser, it is going to be tripled. Not doubled, but tripled. So realize that any money you put in right now is going to be tripled. And I want to give a big shout out. I just got a message. As you can see, I keep checking my phone. It is all to just check for donations that are coming in personally and privately to me. I just got a message from Hrithik Roshan's team in India, and he has just donated $15,000 to the cause. I am so grateful, Hrithik, to you and your team, Akanksha, and everyone else that's back there, making sure that that's possible. We really appreciate your donation, Hrithik. Thank you for being a part of this fundraiser. And as you just heard, that is going to be tripled. By the way, that counts for everyone who's already donated too. This isn't just from now. Every dollar that we have currently raised will be tripled thanks to Indiaspora, our $1 million matching partner, and Vinod, who came on very, very late to help us triple it. So now we are moving on to our next guest.
And next up, we have my dear friend and incredible singer, songwriter, Janvi Harrison. I have been a fangirl and a groupie of her for about 10 years now, not just because her voice is just absolutely magical, but because of the devotion and love and divinity that flows through her songs. I feel my heart transforms every day through listening to her music, and I really think devotional music is a great remedy to heal and uplift you all. So over to you, sweet Jani.
Thank you so much. So honored to be part of this, and just so grateful that both of you have organized this amazing event. So from my heart, I just wanted to offer a little prayer, a little piece of music, which comes from the ancient Indian devotional epic, the Srimad Bhagavatam, or the Bhagavat Purana. This is a profound text. It's many hundreds of thousands of verses, and these are just 5 of those verses, and they're spoken about 5,000 years ago by a great queen, a saint. Her name was Kunti, and she spoke these verses in Hastinapura, which is now modern-day New Delhi. She spoke them at a time where many tragic events had taken place, but from her heart she called out to her beloved Lord and said that even though these calamities happen time and time again, they enable me to reach out to you with more sincerity. And she described in that way her beautiful meditation of her supreme beloved. So this is my offering with great prayers and love for everyone in India, praying that we can all really do our best to support everyone in this time of need. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnana-anjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Kunti Uvacha. I invite you all to please close your eyes for a few moments as we bring our hearts together in prayer, connecting with the sacred space within. Namaste Purusham Twadam Ishwaram Prakrite Param Alaksham Sarvabhutana Antarbahiravastitam Namo Namaha Namo Namaha Maya Javanikayachanam Agyadhokshajamavyayam Na lakshase mudhadrisha Nato natyadharo yata Tata Paramahamsana Munina Mamalatmana Bhakti Yoga Vidanartam Katam Pashyemahi Striya Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Namaha Govinda Govinda Nama Pankajanabhaya Nama Pankajamarine Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye Govinda Govinda Wherever you are, let us join together in reciting 3 times the sacred syllable Om. We can connect together, thousands of us all over the world, connecting our hearts in prayer, directing it towards this beloved land and people that are really in a time of crisis. Taking a deep breath.
Jahnavi, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That filled my heart with so much hope. And I'm sure it did the same for so many people across the world right now. So thank you.
Thank you, Jahnavi. That was beautiful, beautiful as always. And I hope that everyone felt those beautiful, love-filled, energetic vibes that can help heal our hearts and our souls and send love and prayers to those who need it most. That's such an important part of today, is that if all of us can pray together and send that energy and send that love and send that healing power to those that are suffering right now, that can be such a beautiful offering that we can all do. Thank you, Jahnavi.
And yep, stay with us. Thank you. Everybody stay with us. We've got some more special guests coming up.
Thank you, everyone who's live with us right now on Facebook or YouTube. Whether you're watching this live on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, or watching this on the replay, we really deeply appreciate and value all of your time. I know so many of you that have been watching with us since the beginning, and we're just so deeply touched by all the donations that are coming in, all the love that's coming in, all your messages, your comments that are flying through as well. Thank you for all of your participation and your engagement. I'm going to let Radhi do the honors and tell you where the number is at right now before we dive in.
793,844.
It's amazing. What an incredible amount you've put together in literally just over 24 hours since the start of yesterday that we've been doing this. And it's been amazing to see so many of you donating live. I humbly encourage you once again, remember that every dollar is going to be not just doubled, but tripled. Radhi's obviously very excited about it. Indiaspora, our $1 million partner, is doubling every dollar that comes in. And then thankfully we have Vinod that is going to make sure that it is tripled as well. So this is a phenomenal opportunity to give right now, knowing that your money is going to go even more further than you could ever imagine.
And I just wanted to add that anybody on Instagram watching, some of our guests aren't able to come onto Instagram along with the other 2 platforms. So if you do want to watch the full show, then it's on YouTube and Facebook with all the guests on there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we do appreciate all your engagement on Instagram. We can see that that's a place where a lot of the donations are coming in from. So it just shows how kind-hearted and how big a hearts you all have as well, that you're not getting to watch everything, but you're still donating. So thank you so much. I'm now going to introduce our next guest. Our next guest is a spiritual teacher, guide, a New York Times bestselling author, and a community builder. We invite to today's event His Holiness Radhanath Swami, who will bless us with his prayers, his words, and his wisdom as to how we can all help India heal at this time. We welcome His Holiness Radhanath Swami.
Thank you so much for
joining us.
Radhanath Swami.
It's truly my honor and my happiness to be with you. Thank you for putting together this wonderful event.
We're so grateful, Radhanath Swami, that you've joined us today. I couldn't think of anyone else that we would want to share a deep message of love and compassion today, which is something that we are all needing to experience and express. I'd love for you to share with us, Radhanath Swami, how we can truly access compassion in our hearts for people and places that may not directly affect us in the instant moment that we currently live.
Can you hear?
Yes, we can hear.
Okay. There's some little trouble on my side. Times of crisis break our hearts, but they also give us an opportunity to go deeper into what is meaningful in life. And compassion is the most meaningful human experience because it is an expression of love and care. Through our prayers and through our care, we join hands to share with one another. And that's where the joy of our own life is. And that's the place of consciousness where we can truly generate joy within the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How can we today truly unite to make a difference across the world? So many people are suffering in India, a place that you've spent decades of your life and made your home, a place that you visited so long ago as a young person and then making it your spiritual home and your actual home. Tell us about why you think it's so important for people from all over the world to unite together to support India and how that benefits them and how it touches their own heart by being a part of that through service.
I'm from the United States, and I first went to India exactly 50 years ago in 1970. And I hitchhiked from England. It took about 6 months. I was looking for meaning. I was looking for a spiritual purpose in my life. And I really lived in the grassroots with the people of India. And I found the beauty of such inclusiveness within the Indian culture. The depth of the spirituality included, people of all varieties of faiths, of backgrounds, and it transformed my life. And I felt such a deep family connection, and I was indebted. And it was at that time, 50 years ago, at the time I really had nothing, and I was just, meeting a few people here and there. But I made a vow in my own heart that I wanted to do something good for the people of India. And at this particular time, because I'm involved with many projects in India, I'm chanting and praying and speaking to people on their deathbeds every day. and speaking to family members who are losing or have just lost loved ones every day. And I'm speaking to leaders and staff members of hospitals that are just overwhelmed. And among people that I personally know very closely, well over 100 have died from this COVID-19 and related causes over the last months. And I just want to express to everyone that this urgency is so real. It's not just something that's on television or something that's on the internet. It's real. It's deeply affecting millions and millions of lives. And when we think of compassion, we like to think of a large picture of helping many. But each and every one of us, in whatever capacity we have, we could help someone. And to help one person is the most blessed opportunity of our life. What to speak if we could help 2 or 3 or 1,000 or 1,000,000. But, you know, with every dollar, with every prayer that comes from our hearts, it could make a transformational major difference in a person's life. And this is the opportunity that we have. And I travel the world a lot, and we are all so interconnected. And at this particular time within the family of humanity, the people of India are really going through crisis and suffering. And from each of our hearts, let us try to help, to uplift people physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
Thank you, Radhanath Swami, for reminding us of
what true compassion is, what true compassion really means, and what it means to live it and share it with other people, even people who are not close to you physically, how we can share it with people who are far from us, which is the situation for most of us at the moment.
And thank you. And thank you, Radhanath Swami, for reminding us that every adversity and every challenge is an opportunity for us to serve and come forward. Often we can get demotivated and feel like we can't make a difference. But as you were saying, that to that one person's life that you change, to them, it's a huge difference. And that is such a beautiful thing for us to meditate on as we're speaking right now.
Well, Jay and Radhi, thank you for bringing us all together and giving us so much encouragement. And when we really care, the transformative human experience is when that care is expressed through how we serve. And that caring service is, in Sanskrit, karuna, is compassion. And that's the deepest expression of our love for God, is to be instruments of his compassion in whatever we can do.
Absolutely. Radhanath Swami, while you were just speaking, I just wanted to announce on our main feed of donations, we just raised another $14,000 while you were speaking. And we also wanted to mention that Nityo, our production sponsor, with Naveen, gave $50,000 towards the production of today's event. We had Sumit Ganguly from GAVS Technologies, who's completed a donation for $10,000. We also have another company, Perfect VIP, that has given $5,000, and another organization that has also given SDG $7,500 from their company and their employees. So these are all Basil Technology partners and portfolio companies that have donated together $47,500 to today. And Nityo, our production partner, who helped put this all together, another $50,000 as well that was spent to make sure that this production could be done. So we deeply thank all of them for their efforts, their support, their love, and His Holiness Radhanath Swami, we thank you for reminding us of the essence of today, of how we can all be involved in changing someone's life. So thank you so much, Radhanath Swami, from the bottom of our hearts. We're so grateful you could join us today, and thank you for your deeply heartfelt words.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and my heartfelt prayers for everyone who is assembled today and all of your families. Thank you.
That was truly special and beautiful. I mean, I know I needed to hear that and just take a moment to pause and really reflect and meditate on those words about how, you know, how we can really access that true compassion in our hearts, and how changing one person's life, we may think, oh, well, what will my $10 do? Or what will my small donation do? And Radhanath Swami just beautifully reminded us that to the person that it makes a difference to, it makes a difference. So,
and how compassion is just such a key part of service to the world. And we really have to learn to how we can harness that energy and share it with other people. And so on that note, please stay with us. We have so much more to share, and watch this video.
Go, Radhi.
Oh, I thought you took a gasp in to say something. Thank you all so much for still being here. There are so many of you who have been here still from the beginning, and you are still here, so thank you. And next up, we have the incredible Anjula Acharia. She is a woman of many, many talents. She's an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, an angel investor, and advisor to so many South Asian founded companies, and longtime manager of Priyanka Chopra Jonas, on top of all of that. So thank you so much for Anjula for being here with us today.
It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you, Anj.
So good to see you. I have to be honest, I'm feeling really, really touched by the words, the one prayer, the $1. It's like, and then that video. So I'm a little bit emotional right now. So forgive me.
Oh, no, thank you.
Ange, no, you're the best. Ange, if you can accept our Instagram, we want all of Instagram to see you as well. So if you're getting a little request on Instagram, please accept it on your phone if you have it. If you don't worry about it.
Okay, I would love to, but I'm not seeing it. Do I have to go into Instagram to do it?
Yes, please, if you can, but don't worry about it.
Yeah, if you go into Instagram, and then you'll see that he's requested from his page. Only if it's accessible.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I go into Instagram, I'm going to come out of this. Is that okay?
Oh,
no. Stay on this. Stay on this. No. Stay on this. Do not. Okay, we'll go here. Stay on this.
So I wanted to start off by asking you why you think it's important for all of us to come here together for events like this.
Well, first off, Jay Radhi, thank you so much for putting this together. It means so much that you guys have taken the leadership in our community to do this. The last time I feel like we really did this was when we did the fundraiser for Biden and Harris, and it feels very similar to that, like us all coming together for a mission and a moment that is, once in a lifetime. And I really hope this pandemic is once in a lifetime and we won't have to deal with something like this again. But, look, I think not just as South Asians and as Indians or however we identify, I think it's just so important right now to come together as the world. I'm touching many things right now. Global Citizens doing a lot. We're trying to get vaccines to India and across the world. And I think it's just our, this what we've learned about this this pandemic is it's a pandemic. It's not just one country that's affected, and what's happening in India can affect what's happening all across the globe and what can happen in America and, you know, wherever we may be touching people and speaking to people right now. So, you know, I just thank you so much for taking a leadership role in putting this together and doing this. And I think it's, you know, it's a global issue. It's not something that's just India. I hope to God that tomorrow we're not talking about another country going through such a dramatically sad time. But, you know, it's quite possible. Sorry, I'm a bit lost for words because I feel so emotional.
Not at all, Ange, not at all. And Anjula, we wanted to say also, you know, same with you, when we've reached out, you know, Anjula, you were one of those people that was not just like, what can I do? She was like, let me introduce you to this person, and speak to this person, and make sure, you know, you're just such a great connector for all of us. And you're always trying to think about like who we can connect with and who we need to talk to and who can help everyone. And I just want to say that we really appreciate that. I think communities really need people like that. And you set such a wonderful example in our community of someone who does that naturally. And I wanted to thank you. And I wanted to also ask you about being an immigrant yourself, being a child of immigrant parents, and now seeing the impact of immigrants on the global economy. Walk us through that experience and what you've learned from it and what you're seeing the impact of it is.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that. You know, we're talking about the healthcare system in India completely failing, sorry, not failing, but overwhelmed and struggling desperately. And, you know, it's interesting. My mother was from Punjab and moved to England and was really part of the National Health Service as a nurse. And, you know, just in terms of her contribution to the country, working in the healthcare system, and then me being an immigrant coming from England to America and contributing as best I can to the diversification of pop culture, which, you know, you guys are doing too. But it just, you know, I think that as we're seeing what's happening on a global stage, I think it's so interesting to think about immigration and its role and how people and communities really play a part. You know, there's a huge amount of Indian doctors in America serving this country. There's a huge amount of Indian nurses and Caribbean nurses and, you know, people from all over the world serving in different healthcare systems. And I just think immigration has been something that, you know, has really supported countries, and sometimes we forget that.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And yeah, I think you're absolutely right. We can all relate to that. We've all grown up with parents who are immigrants, and we can really see how much of a huge role it's played across the economy and in so many different ways across the world. But thank you so much.
You two are an example of that too, right? I mean, like, you've come here and, you know, the words that you guys are spreading and the things that you guys are doing. I mean, just the fact that you're immigrants sitting in America doing this today and bringing awareness of what's happening in India to the world, because I'm sure there are, you know, a diverse group of people on this Zoom today. And that within itself is just so important. So I think we all have our part to play. And I'm grateful for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anjula.
For being
Thank you
here,
so much.
for joining us, and for encouraging everybody to support and donate as well.
Thank you, guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anjula. We love you so much. Thank you for all your support. I want to remind every single person that every dollar is not just being doubled, it's being tripled. Every single dollar we raise, we're currently at $838,130. Give yourselves a round of applause if you've donated $10, $20, $100, $1,000, $10,000. Some of you have donated $25,000 or more. I just want to say a big thank you. It's all adding up. It's all counting. We're so close to our $1 million mark. We're currently around 162,000 away from our $1 million mark. Please help us get there today by the end of this live. If you're sitting there right now and you've been watching this and you've been thinking, I can't believe what's happening in India, that you're sitting there and you're going to yourself, I can't believe that our fellow humans are dying at this rate. If you're sitting there and you're going, I just don't understand what's going on, but you know you want to be a part of the change. You know you want to be a part of the solution. And that's the most beautiful thing. I remember a line from Fred Rogers, and he said that his mother used to always tell him that if he was helping, he would always see the helpers.
Yeah.
If he was trying to be a part of the solution, then he would always see people helping. And that's how it works. When we help, even a little bit, we see helpers, we see healing, we see goodness flood the world. So if you're someone who's sitting there and you're overwhelmed by what you're seeing, if you're stressed by what you're seeing, if you're sitting there and you're feeling pressured by what you're seeing, I want you to remember that as soon as you shift into service, you will start to feel helping and healers and the solution becoming more and more apparent. I'm feeling so hopeful because of each and every one of you. I'm feeling so inspired and uplifted. Radhi's can tell that I'm about to jump off my seat. But we want to take a short moment to just thank our production sponsor. We want to thank Nityo for being our production event sponsor. That means everything that you're seeing, everything that you're hearing, this broadcast, we're sitting in our homes, we're broadcasting across the world. You're able to donate from across the world. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. We have guests joining from Estonia, through to England, through to New York, through to India, from all over the world. All thanks to Nityo, who paid for all of today's production as their sponsor. So if we included their donation, we'd already be much closer, but they've helped this happen today so that we can not double, but triple what you've done. A big shout out again to Indiaspora, our $1 million partner, matching every dollar, and Vinod Khosla matching every dollar as well. I'm now going to introduce our next guest. Again, I want to bring someone on who's going to help each and every single one of us understand our own mind, help us get our own heart space and mind space in the right direction. It is none other than guide, teacher, multiple New York Times bestselling author, none other than the one and only Deepak Chopra. Deepak, it's so wonderful to have you here. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Jay, and thank your lovely wife for hosting this amazing event to help people breathe in India. So what I'd like to do right now off the bat is ask everyone to hold their breath. Let's see how long you can hold your breath. And soon you will start suffocating. This is what's happening in India right now. India has given so much to the world. It's given spirituality, culture, music, food, fashion, entertainment, education, Silicon Valley. Vinod Khosla is sitting there in Silicon Valley, product of India. And so it is our duty right now to help those who are suffering. From a purely biological point of view, when you experience empathy, empathy means you feel what another person is feeling. That automatically leads to compassion. Compassion is the desire to feel not only empathy, but to alleviate suffering. Empathy leads to compassion. Compassion leads to love, kindness, joy, equanimity, and action. Because love without action is meaningless. And action without love is irrelevant. But when you have love in action, we call that karma yoga. And that is our opportunity to connect with the infinite. Now, there's some very interesting science about this. And the science says you feel empathy, then your limbic brain, your emotional brain, starts to resonate with the limbic brain, the emotional brain of the one who you're feeling empathetic towards. Your emotional brain and their brain resonate. This is called limbic resonance. Limbic resonance leads to limbic regulation. You start to regulate the emotional brain and being regulated by the emotional brain at the same time. And ultimately, this leads to another phenomenon called limbic revision. You actually change the neural networks of the brain in the direction of healing or homeostasis instead of inflammation. So right now what's happening with COVID, never mind, how it started, never mind whether it came from a biological blunder in a lab or it came from a wet market. Never mind all that. The Buddha said, when your house is burning, you don't figure out, who lit the match or who manufactured the match or what was the motivation. You run out of the house and you stop the burning. Right now, our house is burning, my friends. The house of our ancestors is burning. I can't move my hands or even speak to you without the genetic information in my body of my ancestors that go back to the Indus Valley civilization. What am I going to do to express my gratitude? Not only to heal the other, but to heal myself. So if you recognize this, if you recognize that empathy, compassion, kindness, joy, equanimity, and love in action, as I said, love in action, love without action, irrelevant. Action without love, meaningless. Love in action, you are inviting yourself to heal yourself, to heal the other, and connect with the divine that exists in you. It is our duty right now to help people to breathe. That's it. And so, Jay, what you've done is extraordinary. The fact that you're calling this Breathe India, that in itself is the mantra, because when India breathes, the world will breathe. I'm telling you, India is the cultural icon of the world right now. No amount of technology, no amount of science will save us if we don't have empathy and compassion and joy and equanimity and love and karma yoga as the means to our own healing and the healing of the world. So please contribute. As Jay has already told you, it's being matched triple times. And we all need to do this, not only to heal India and help India breathe, but to heal ourselves and breathe easier also. Heal the world, heal yourself, and help India breathe. And contribute, and just want to express my gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you, sometimes when you end up feeling compassion for something, you can get so sad and it can almost be overwhelming. So I wanted to ask, how can we feel compassion, but also still be able to separate that in a way to feel motivated to still make change and still feel like we can take that action?
There's something called entanglement and there's something called engagement. So when we feel compassion and we get emotionally burnt out, that in itself can be a problem for people who are engaging in any kind of activism. They can get burnt out. So this moment, we need to take care of ourselves, breathe ourselves, slow down your breathing, take a few moments for mindfulness and meditation, breathe deeply, and then go to work, because otherwise you get burnt out.
Yes.
Amazing. Deepak, what beautiful messages. I want to thank you for allowing us to all experience what it feels like to suffocate. That was such a powerful, visceral experience that you just gave us. And when I held my breath and when I had to let go, we have to realize there's a lot of people who aren't able to let go. And so I think, thank you. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving us that experience. Because it's only when we truly experience something ourselves that we can turn that into service. And you really helped us have that today. And I know that you're doing your fundraiser, but you took out time to be with us here today as well. And we just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for always being such a wonderful supporter. Since day one, since I moved to New York City, I felt loved and supported by you. So thank you so much, honestly, for 5 years of love and support and encouragement from your heart.
If we can all get together in this seva, we'll be helping others, but we'll also be helping ourselves. So I'm grateful, Jay, for this opportunity.
Amazing. Deepak, do you have any last messages that you want to share with the community who's listening today? Anything that's in your heart and mind that you really want to share with people? So many people are losing family members, are going through grief, are experiencing death in their life or in their family's life, how can they move through that grief in a healthy way? How can they deal with the stress and pressure that they're experiencing?
Well, if you study grief, it has many stages, and the grief starts with first people feeling victimized, then people feel angry, some feel resentful, some even make it a political statement, as you're seeing right now with COVID-19. But then some people find acceptance of what is right now. And what is right now is hugely tragic. When you find acceptance, you also find peace. And when you find peace, you find the opportunity to heal because you find meaning. This is a moment where we need to find the meaning behind what's happening in this event that we call global grief. If you find meaning, if you find acceptance, and we go to work, actually this occasion, this pandemic will be the starting point for a more compassionate, more healthy, more joyful, and even more sustainable world. If we take action right now in our collective healing, we'll be moving towards a better planet in the long run, more peaceful, just, sustainable, healthier, and joyful planet. So it's very important for all of us to take care of ourselves. And there are 4 things that will help anyone in your life, including yourself. And they begin with the letter A, attention, deep listening. Listen to what your body is telling you, listen to what your mind is telling you, listen to what your emotions are telling you, and listen to what your heart is telling you and your spirit is telling you. But listen to others. That's called attention. The second is affection, deep caring. Let everybody know that you're holding their back and you are there to help them. Affection. Third is appreciation. Notice the gift that everyone is in your life right now and the gift that this fundraiser gives you as an opportunity for healing. And finally, acceptance. Don't try to change anyone. It's hard enough to change yourself when you want to change. So acceptance, appreciation, attention, and affection for ourselves and for everyone else. And you'll begin the healing process.
Thank you so much, Deepak. Thank you for joining us today, everyone. Deepak Chopra, thank you for being with us. We're so grateful that thanks to all of your donations, we have now reached $862,551. Everyone, this is just, I'm actually just so, blown away. I want to thank, as you just saw, in diaspora over again and again and again. When I woke up on Wednesday morning and I felt that Radhi and I wanted to do something and we were really trying to figure out what we could do.
Yeah.
And I had a call with MR and a gentleman we're about to speak to in a moment. I'll wait to introduce him properly, but we had a conversation with MR and a gentleman that we're about to speak to now. And it was amazing because they had already raised $1 million from their incredibly generous donors, so many of them that we've spoken to today. We spoke to Cash, we spoke to Reshma, we've spoken to so many of them. And it was amazing. They said to us they will match every dollar up to $1 million. So I'd like to welcome the Executive Director of Indiaspora, Sanjeev Joshimpur, who is integral in making sure that we could match every dollar up to $1 million. Sanjeev, I cannot express to you how grateful I am to you and MR for giving me that confidence on Wednesday morning to put this together, for being on countless calls every day to make sure that we felt confident that we could go out there. And we're here with you now. I'd love to hear from you why it's been so important for Indiaspora to put this as such a central focus and to work with all of us this weekend for this fundraiser.
Jay and Radhi, you've been incredible. You've been really stunning. I mean, the thought that you've given this, the energy, the effort that you put into this has been just remarkable. And working with you has been such a pleasure. You and several friends of yours that you've called on the show today, and friends that have tweeted and been on Instagram, Mark Zuckerberg, Shawn Mendes, Ellen DeGeneres, Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. I can go on and on. And another guest who I know is about to come up. I don't want to steal your thunder, but it's been just tremendous. I mean, now is the need of the hour, and it's a really, really proud day. We've already raised over $850,000, as you just said. Today is a really proud day for me to be a member of the Indian diaspora. There have been others before, and there will be other days like this in the future, but none like today. Now is the moment to step up and be counted, and your donors who are doing it right now are doing just that. I'm just so very thankful to the in-diaspora donors who stepped up to the plate towards the matching, to Vinod Khosla, who is also matching to take the dollar donated here today even further, to triple it, not just double it. I mean, that's just incredible. And Jay and Radhi, we have 10 minutes to go or 15 minutes to go on today's fundraiser. And we are so close. We are so close to 1 million. So I appeal to everyone that's watching, donate now. Get us over the finish line. Get us to 1 million and beyond. And don't stop there, because this fundraiser, this platform is going to go on for a week or two after today. So tell your networks, tell your friends, and all of you donate, because every dollar you donate saves a life. Every dollar you donate results in extra oxygen to people who really need it. Every dollar you donate facilitates hospital beds in India. So do it now, and do it. Go beyond what you thought possible is what I would encourage, whether it's $10 or $1,000.
Vinod, I want to thank you. You and MR and in diaspora have been such a joy to work with. And you all in diaspora members and you and MR really stepped up to the plate when we needed you to match what we were going to raise. You really gave us so much confidence. You gave me and Radhi felt so much excitement and enthusiasm that we could do something, because in diaspora promised that we would match every dollar that we've raised up to $1 million. And so I want to thank you. I want to thank MR. I want to thank your team. I want to thank all the in diaspora members. And I know that for us, this is the beginning of a very beautiful relationship of bringing together our community to help many different things around the world. And I want to thank you for having done it for such a long time. This is not in diaspora's first attempt. In diaspora is doing this day in, day out. This is what you, Sanjeev, have dedicated your life to as the executive director of diaspora, in diaspora, sorry. And I want to thank you for taking on that responsibility. And I'm just humbled and honored to be working with you. And I know Radhi and I feel that way. So thank you so much, Sanjeev. Thank you, MR. And thank you in diaspora for giving us that confidence and being amazing partners. Thank you so much.
Hey, it's been a team effort, Radhi and Jay, and thanks to your teams as well.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Sanjeev. Go for it, Radhi.
Stay with us. We have so much more.
जब आएगी तब हम खड़े हैं और कहीं मिलती नहीं भैया, कहीं मिलेगी नहीं, कहीं मिलेगी नहीं, हम तो इंतजार कर रहे हैं।
Go for it, Radhi.
We are back, and now we have. What do we have?
This is why I do the intros, Radhi. We're about to speak to another incredible in diaspora donor that we're going to all get to know together. We have Venky joining. Venky, where are you joining from?
Saratoga, California.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your generosity in supporting in diaspora and being one of the amazing members that helped us have that matching $1 million. What has today meant for you? I'd love to hear how significant today is for you, seeing everyone come together, and how important it is for you.
Yeah, the scale of tragedy in India is just, off the charts. And the other side of that is, even the smallest actions can make such a big difference. And for me to see so much engagement, us raising so much money, having, matching contributions, if we can, even this amount of money can actually save so many lives in India. And so that's what I'm really, really, proud about us coming together as a community here.
Amazing. That's phenomenal. And Venky, tell us what inspired you to donate and why you think it's so important. We're so close now. We're at $875,481. We're nearly there at the finish line. What inspired you to give? And what do you have to say for those who are sitting there, who are thinking about giving? Why was it so important for you?
So I have a very close friend of mine in Bangalore, in India. And I got a WhatsApp text from him this week. And, he's a very balanced guy, always, very, very sort of low key. And, his words really, really moved me. He said the situation on the ground is absolutely unimaginable. People are dying, people who don't have to die are dying. And he said, I can only imagine this is what World War II looked like. And so that really sort of shook me up and made me move as soon as possible. Of course, he's on the ground in India helping people with oxygen concentrators and so on. And that is the other part of this, which is there are so many young people in India who are making such a big difference that anything we can contribute to make them go a little further, I think will lead to a lot of lives being saved.
Well, Venky, we just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts again for being an In Diaspora member, to give us that confidence, to have the $1 million matching power. And as we said today, what we've raised is not being doubled, it's being tripled, thanks to Vinod Khosla and In Diaspora. And Venky, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you so much for all your efforts. And we just want you to know that me and Radhi are both very grateful to you.
So grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for what you do. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Stay with us. We've got more. Actually, we've got our final guest coming on, and I'm so excited to share this with you. Stay tuned. Our next guest coming on is our sweet little sister to us both. She wants to do everything with such deep intention. And here is Willow.
Hi!
Willow,
I'm so happy to be here. I'm so grateful. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Willow, it's so grateful to, we're so grateful to see you and for you to be here. I mean, you're just one of the sweetest people we know, and we love your heart and we love your devotion. And
as soon as I texted you, you were like, yes, I'm in, whatever I can do.
Yes.
And it just much to us. And I wanted to ask you, actually, you haven't been to India, but I know you have such a deep love for it. And I wanted to ask, what would you say has connected you the most to India?
When I was really, really young, my mom had a meditation room in the house, and I would just always go in there. And she had huge, beautiful paintings of Hindu goddesses and so many amazing books about all the different Hindu goddesses, and basically just explaining, their attributes and their virtues. And like at the age of 8, I was very, very kind of encapsulated in this world, and was just so inspired by what I was reading in these books, and just the art and the culture. And it just sucked me in immediately. Like I was charmed immediately. And, ever since then, throughout my whole entire life, I've kind of gravitated, towards Eastern philosophies and specifically towards India in particular. And, over the past 2 years, I want to say, connecting with you guys and you guys connecting me with Janavi and getting even deeper into the Bhakti tradition and starting to practice myself. When you texted me, Radhi, about this, I was like, there's no way that I could say no, because I'm just so passionate about this culture and about these people. And, when anyone has more resources and can help, why not? So we should always be in service and we should always do what we can with the resources that we have.
Well, thank you. And I know whenever you share anything from the Indian tradition, you share it with so much love and you want to know everything so deeply to be able to share it. And I think that's such a wonderful quality that you have. And on that note, I know you were going to share with us maybe a song from your EP that you did with Janavi. And we are so excited to hear. So over to you.
And just so that everyone knows, I'm just checking that we actually broadcast this from our, from making sure everyone on Instagram can see this too. We're just making sure of that. Hopefully it works out. I think it's on Radhi's Instagram, everyone. So if you are on Instagram, hopefully people will get to watch it. But for those of you that are excited for this on Facebook and YouTube, Willow, this is what we believe, and we wanted this to be the final thing on the show, is because I really believe that your presence, your energy really transports people. And I hope that when everyone closes their eyes and listens with you, that they get transported to a place of healing and a place of service and a place of compassion. And so thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for doing this. You didn't have to do this. You did it because you want to do this. And we just want to express to you just how fortunate we believe we are to have you in our presence. So thank you, Willow. And we're so excited to listen, to let our hearts melt and let our hearts open.
Thank you. I'm so grateful for you both. This song is actually the first song that me and Janavi ever put out together, called Surrender. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahima. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahima. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshamama, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshamam, Rama Raghava, Rama Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahima. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshamam. Thank
That
you.
was so
Wow, that was beautiful. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Willow. That was just...
Thank you for sharing from your heart and for being part of this. We love you.
Go on, we want to hear you.
Say?
We want to hear you. We want to hear you.
They've heard me enough.
No, I was just saying I'm so grateful to be able to, you know, sing this song for you guys and just give my love and give my gratitude. And, you know, I'm just so happy to be next to the amazing, beautiful people that have been, you know, on this program. And my love and gratitude is infinite. And let's get to that $1 million, folks.
Thank you, Willow. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for being part of this.
We're so grateful. We love you, Willow. See you soon. Bye.
Love you
Thank
guys.
you.
See you guys soon.
Thank you so much. How beautiful was that?
That was
just
so beautiful.
Magical.
And I know I said that was the end, but guess what? It's not, because we have a couple more videos to show you.
But before we do that,
I
just want to thank some amazing donations that just flew in. So we have a big thanks to Ajay Gupta of SDG and True Ops, who has just donated $7,500. Thank you to Ajay Gupta, SDG and True Ops for putting in that $7,500. And I also want to thank RNS Tech for adding $5,000, IT Convergence for $10,000. And we have two students, Krishangi and Radhika, who've donated $2,500 each. That is insane. Thank you so much to those absolutely wonderful students, Radhika and Krishangi, who've given $2,500 each. We appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for these amazing donations. We're now at $908,081. We're this close, guys. We're this close. I'm waiting for a few more messages, I know, on my side, but anyone who's watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, please make sure to donate. Let's get over that 1 million line today, if we can. The fundraiser will stay open. We're not going to close it. We really believe that this is something that needs to keep going. This is not going away because of what we did today. This is not solved because of today. It's not going to disappear, but we are going to make a massive impact if we reach that million, because thanks to Indiaspora, that will double to 2 million. And then thanks to Vinod Khosla, it will go to $3 million. So let's get there together. Back to Radhi to introduce our final few videos.
Yes, we have a few more videos from the supporters and some of our friends who couldn't be live with us here today. So here they are. Please watch.
I lost my uncle to the first wave of COVID.
Slight technical difficulties, but it's at the end of the fundraiser.
We can wait. We can wait. Maybe we're going to wait for a note from our technical team. We want to thank these incredible people on our side. So we're just waiting. Radhi, over to you.
So this has been such a wonderful 2 hours filled with so much love, care, compassion, and generosity. And every single person who's watched, stayed from the beginning, or even if you just tuned in near the end, thank you all so much. We appreciate it. And yeah, I just think it shows how everyone can come together in such a beautiful way to serve such a important purpose right now in the world. So yeah, thank you guys.
Just checking in with technical. Hey guys, do we have an opportunity to play those videos? We'd love to play those videos from our friends that could not join today. If we can't, let me know. Okay.
30 seconds. You do a little dance, or?
No, I just want to take this moment to, just think about how fortunate we are to think about others. It's such a beautiful blessing in our life to be fortunate enough to have the space to think about how do we want to help others? Even that question, the fact that you can ask that question in your life is such a special question. And that is a question that's afforded to all of us who are lucky enough to be healthy, who are lucky enough to be safe.
Yeah.
And to even ask that question, should I help today? How can I help today?
Yeah,
is it possible to help today? When you're asking that question, that in itself is such a blessing. So I feel blessed to serve with Radhi today. And we've just got news in that we actually get to play that video. So I'm very, very excited. We have some beautiful friends who couldn't be here with us today who have sent videos. Over to you guys.
Hey everybody, my name is Darman and I'm a filmmaker that's based in Los Angeles, California. First off, I'm so grateful to Jay for organizing all of us to come together and speak about an issue that I know we all care so much about. As some of you may know, I'm Indian. My parents were both born in Punjab, which is in the Northwest region, and immigrated to the United States just a few years before I was born. My mom is from a small village called Ramgarh, and my dad is from a city called Patiala. I visited India so many times throughout my life, and every time I go, I always fall in love with the rich culture, the amazing food, and most of all, the incredible people. If you've been to India, then you know it is hard to go anywhere in the world that treats each person like family the way that India does. And that's why it absolutely breaks my heart to hear what the coronavirus has done to this great country. Families are being torn apart, so many people are sick, and countless people have lost their lives, many of which could have been prevented if India only had the necessary aid and medical supplies. As heartbreaking as it is to hear about everything that's going on, there's also something really inspiring that's happening. And that's that countries all over the world are coming together to help. They're donating oxygen tanks, they're giving vaccines, and all kinds of other aid to support our Indian brothers and sisters. I'm so grateful for all the support that the world is showing. My hope is that you can also find it in your heart to join me in donating as well. Your help can be the oxygen tank a person who is struggling to breathe needs to survive, or make the difference that brings a family member back home to their loved ones once again. If you've ever seen any of my videos, you know that one small act of kindness can make a big difference. So any amount that you're able to donate would be greatly appreciated. There should be a link in the caption that takes you to where you need to go. And you can also find out a lot more about the organization you'll be donating to and how those funds will be spent. Thank you so much. And let's all please pray for India.
Hey everyone, it's Deepika, and I am so grateful for my friends Jay and Radhi to be putting together this fundraiser to create aid and support and awareness to the current situation in India that is heartbreaking, to say the least. Listen, so what I want to say to everyone watching this video is that we have to see what's happening in India as a humanitarian crisis. I do not care what cultural background you come from. This is something that we all need to collectively come together and change. COVID is scary and it's so real. And this pandemic is not over, y'all. I've never been to a country that has more vibrancy and energy and joy and happiness than what I have seen in India. It is a culture that just wakes up and values life to its fullest. I think about all my memories of going to India and visiting where my mom and dad grew up and their villages in India. I just remember thinking how ungrateful I am, because when my mom and dad look at it, they have nothing but joy in their eyes. And what they remember is memories of a culture and a country that literally lights up from within and radiates joy and happiness with the most simple things in life, like breathing, literally breathing. And that fundamental human right is being taken away from them because of what is happening with COVID. And we have the power to help. You, me, all of us have the power to help that. If you please can donate anything, $5, the fact that we found a sponsor to
match every dollar that we raise is incredible. Please, 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 I urge you guys to donate and help do your part. If you can't donate, please pass the word along and spread the news that this is happening. This is a human race issue, and we all have a part that we can play, and I hope you guys will play your part. Thank you so much, and love you all.
Thank you to Deepika, who has actually been able to raise $17,000 from her Instagram page. And so thank you for that contribution, and thank you for those videos too.
It's so wonderful to see all their messages coming in, all their support. It's really been such a team effort. I want to keep reminding everyone, this has been a team effort from the producers, from the participants, from the guests, to the people that actually pressed the donate button and gave their money, to the companies that have helped us, to the supporters, to the in diaspora members, to Vinod Khosla for being so generous. It has been a team effort. Please, please, please realize this, that you can only do this when you're working with a phenomenal team. A big thanks to Dar as well, who gave $10,000 of his own money donated to this fundraiser. Thank you, Dar, for being such a generous friend and an amazing contributor. And thank you to Deepika as well. And we have a couple more videos to show you from a few more friends that are coming in just now.
I lost my uncle to the first wave of COVID in India. Now with the second wave, we have a few close family members in the hospital. Thousands of miles away, it feels helpless. I'm Vidya Narayanan, co-founder and CEO of Rizzle. Our team in India has been experiencing this crisis firsthand, and it's devastating. They've lost family members. Young people have been sick for weeks. In fact, our team is very young, and over 10% of them have been infected. It all hits very close to home. There's a death in India every 5 minutes due to COVID. Hospitals are running out of oxygen. Give India is a non-profit organization trying to bring help in many dimensions to those who need it. Your donation, however small or large, will go a long way. Please donate today to help save this humanitarian crisis from getting any worse.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that wonderful message. And yeah, thank you all. I think Jay has some few more numbers to share with you.
Yeah, it's come to that time where we're going to thank you for the last 2 hours of your day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for donating. And our number that you should see on screen right now is at 977,145. And that wouldn't have been possible without any of you. It wouldn't have been possible without the generous help of the Ellen Show. I spoke to Ellen and her team yesterday. They posted it out, which was a phenomenal help, even though they haven't joined us today. Sheryl Sandberg showed up and represented and posted it out for us as well, which was such a wonderful gesture. There have been so many people behind the scenes, as I mentioned, but there are 3 more people that I want to talk about. A few more people actually that have just come in. Sorry, I'm really trying to keep up with this as it all flies through. So we literally have, just going back to this, we have another 5,000 coming in from Rajit Passy of Intersoft Data Labs. And there are 3 people. We're at 981,283. And there are 3 people that are about to take us over the edge, but not just the edge. This is phenomenal. Like I was, when I woke up on Wednesday, I didn't know if we'd get there, but I just want to share this with you. There are 3 people, and they're not just about to take us over 1 million. They're about to take us over a significant amount of money, which I can't do the math right now in my head. So I want to thank these 3 people from the bottom of my heart and everyone else who's donated. So the first person I want to thank, these 3 people who are getting us there. We're at 981,000 as a final number. These are the 3 getting us over there. Rohan Oza is generously donating $50,000. That's $50,000 from him, which means today that's tripled to $150,000 extra. So that's $50,000 from Rohan Oza that takes us over that 1 million mark already, right? Which is phenomenal. Thank you, Rohan, for doing this. I'm so grateful to you. You're such a wonderful member of the community, always bringing us together. And we're so humbled by your unlimited generosity and this $50,000. Thank you, Rohan, for opening up your heart. We're so grateful for it. I also have another friend that I actually just messaged this morning. I had no expectation or thought that of what he would give. He's a generous heart. For those of you that don't know him, go and follow him. His name's Brendan Bashard. He's a phenomenal life coach and teacher, an incredible educator, and he has generously donated $50,000 as well. Again, that's of his money, $50,000, which will be tripled again because of our fundraiser today. But that's $50,000 from Brendan Bashard. If you don't follow him, go and check out Brendan. He's a phenomenal teacher and, of course, has such a big heart to donate to us today. And then last but not least, we have someone again that just messaged me 2 seconds ago and says, hey, Jay, I can't join the live. I'm traveling. Like, what's the latest? Where are you at? How much do you need to get you over? And at that point, I messaged her and I said, look, we're at 900K right now. We're about 100,000 away. And she just messaged me and she said, I will give you $100,000 for this fundraiser. That is Jamie Kern Lima, the founder of It Cosmetics and the author of the book, Believe It. If you haven't read the book, it's absolutely phenomenal. Such an incredible heart. That's $100,000 from Jamie Kern Lima, which will, of course, be tripled by our fundraiser. So I just want to give a big thanks to Rohan, Brendan, and Jamie for getting us not only over the line, but significantly over the line. And to each and every single one of you, I wish I could thank you all with personal hugs. I wish I could thank you all with just sharing all the love in the world. And I want you to know that Radhi and I are praying for you all. We're grateful to you all. And we just want to end by saying, thank you. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being a part of the team. Thank you for making this happen. And so I need a grand total from our team now.
Give us a grand total.
Team, can we get a grand total
and I just wanted
what
to
we
say
have?
thank you to Jay for bringing, on behalf of everybody that was part of this today. He has spent the past 2 days relentlessly organizing to put this together, and he really took action, and it was so beautiful to see how deep his intention was and how no matter what was going on, he was committed to making this happen. So it was, so beautiful to see everyone come together, but for him to he was really organizing it so everybody could be part of this, and that was wonderful.
Radhi's being really kind. She had to deal with all my stress and my all of my idiosyncrasies of trying to put this together. But I couldn't have done it without Radhi. Couldn't have done it without any of our friends. I just saw that Camila Cabello has also put it on her Instagram page. So I want to give a big thanks to Camila, who just posted to raise for this as well. So we're going to get to see the after effects of her fundraiser that she's posted. Camilla, thank you for your big, big heart. And our final total today at the end of this fundraiser is $1,554,554. So that's $1,181,554, which thanks to In Diaspora and Vinod Khosla will turn into 3 times that amount. We want to give a big thanks again to each and every one of you for watching.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to everyone behind the scenes. And this is just the beginning, guys. We've got a lot of work to do. This will not solve the issues. It will not take care of everything. This is just the beginning. Thank you for being a part of it. And we have a long road ahead, and we're going to be doing it together. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Radhi.
Thank you.
Thanks, Radhi. Have a